Hello everyone. Last time we have discussed about one of the special cases. So this is the next special case. So next special case is using this we can find out the square of a number ending with 5 or square root of a number ending with 25. So we'll just check that out. First thing is that square of a number ending with 5. It is quite simple. From the last example also we can just see that uh, when we do a multiplication, let's say I want to find square of a number 35, that means it is actually multiplication of 35 into 35. So previous sections was telling that when we have 5, the number on the unit place adds up to 10, that is the case here. 5 plus 5 10, and other numbers remains the same, of course, because we are trying to find the square of the number. So the technique remains the same. You write 5 5 there 25 here, and you take the next number of 3, which is 4, and put here 4 3s are 12. So that's all. So 1225 is the square of 35. So expanding it to any number, you can expand 95. You can write in the same line 25. Next number of 9 is 10. So 90. That's all is the square of 95 is. Similarly, let's talk about 105. Square of 105 is, first write 25, then 10, next number is 11, which makes it 110. That's all is the answer. So that is how it goes. It's like quite simple things now. Finding square of a number ending with 5. That's all. So let's expand it to the bigger numbers and we will see how we can do it. Bigger numbers might be little difficult. We may not just write the answer because we have to do some multiplication there. Let's say I want to say some bigger number, 125 square. So 125 square means actually 125 into 125. So which is like I can put 25 here, but I need to multiply 12 and 13. 12 into 13. So how much ever time it takes to multiply 12 into 13, that much time it will take. So like 12 into 13 multiplication, applying our previous technique, this is 2 more than 10, this is 3 more than 10, 3 2 is 6, 12 plus 3 is equal to 15. So 1556. So the answer is 15625. That's it. So now you can easily find out that how effective this method is compared to a conventional way. So now we are going to discuss about the next case that we told, that is finding out square root of a number ending with 25. So finding square root of a number in a conventional way is really difficult, tedious, and involves a lot of hit and try. But here it will be quite simple. Anyway, what we are going to discuss is for a specific case, that number ending with 25. Okay, so this is quite simple. You just have to apply the reverse method. Okay, let's say first start with a square so that we can understand it properly. 35 square, we say that it is 25 into 3 4 that 12. So 1225. So let's say for us we do not have the number 35 square. Okay, we just have the number 1225 and we want to find the square root of this number. So here you should just little think about it. As soon as you get a 25 on this side, put 5 here. Next, these two numbers, you try to find out that can I multiply any two consecutive numbers to find this? Suddenly yes, it is 3 into 4, that is 12. So as soon as you can make out this thing that it is 3 into 4, then put 3 here. That's all is your square root. Okay, let's take one more thing. As we have taken, let's 2025, square root of this number. As soon as you should 25, put here 5. Next number is 20. So what you should do with this number 20? Let's find out any consecutive number gives me 20. Multiplication of any consecutive number, 4 into 5. Yes, 4 into 5. So take the smaller one out of that. 4 into 5 is 20. Takes the smaller one, 4. So answer is 45. Let's take one more case. Give me something bigger case. Big number. Okay, let's see 11025, big number. So as soon as you do 25, put 5 here. 110 is 10 into 11, right? Take the smaller number. So 105. That's all. So this is how you can apply all these techniques, and when it goes to a bigger number, you really need to think a little more, or maybe need to do a little bit of application of multiplication results. What I mean by multiplication results is simple. What I mean by multiplication result is when we multiply any consecutive numbers, okay, we can start with 1 into 2 gives me 2, 2 into 3 gives me 6, 3 into 4 gives me 12, 4 into 5 gives me 20. I'll tell you why I am doing this. 5 into 6 gives me 30, 6 into 7 gives me 42, 7 into 8 gives me 56, 8 into 9 gives me 90, and 9 into 10 gives me 8 into 9 gives me 72, and 9 into 10 gives me 90. So from here what I find is whenever I multiply any two consecutive numbers, either the result comes 2, 6 or 0. You can see all the unit place numbers 2, 6, 2, 0, 0, 2, 6, 2, 0. That means whenever there is a whole square of a number we are actually trying to find out, the remaining numbers should have this number. What I mean is, when we took 1225, it can very well happen that this number is not a whole square of any number ending with 5. How will know that immediately? This is I am putting 5, but this number, it's a multiplication of two consecutive numbers. I know that by this example, I know that if I multiply two consecutive numbers, either the number here, the unit place number here, that means when I talk about the unit place, I am talking about this remaining numbers unit place, either it will have 2 or 6 or 0, no other number at all. You can see here after 25, here we have remaining numbers unit place is 2, remaining numbers unit place is 0, remaining numbers unit place is 0 again. That means whenever you know that it is a complete square of 5, any number ending with 5, that means the remaining number other than 5 should contain either 2 or 6 or 0 at their unit place. So that's again a clue. You can really find out that is a number a whole square or not. That's a clue. If I tell some number of 1, 1, 6, 2, 5, so you know that okay, 25, here remaining number is 116 and unit place is 6. Okay, it may be a whole square, we are not sure, it may be a whole square, there is a chance. But if I give you some number of 1, 0, 2, 5, 9, 2, 5, and I'll tell that okay, tell me is it a whole square of a number or not, you know that ending it 25 means it will be 5 here, but 10259 is a remaining number and the unit place is 9, but never you can get any number what you multiply with consecutive number and get 9 at the end for sure, because we have just see here, we have just seen here that we cannot get ever 9 in the last unit place multiplying consecutive number, only 2, 6 or 0 can come. So here I am very sure that this is not whole square of any number, it cannot be. So by this technique what you are coming to know is that if it is a whole square, find the square root, and even if you can answer if it is a whole square or not. So those are the two things we are getting out of it. So when you look at mathematics, you believe me, you always look from a point of view that what all I can get out of it. See here we just discussed one technique, but from that we found out some 2-3 techniques that we can really use in a lot of other ways. So that's what I mean when you do mathematics, just little bit get inclined to it, try to find out more, try to dig out more, it will be interesting. Just do not go by conventional way, just do not go by oh I need to finish this, that's all. No, just go little more, little ahead, digging the numbers, find out if I multiply all the numbers what kind of pattern do it give, can I get something out of the pattern. See here we actually got something out of the pattern, right? So just think in those terms, you will see a lot of applications of this kind of thinking technique in lot of sessions which is coming ahead. Thank you.